Good morning, students. Students, in this lecture, we are discuss about the alternation generation of the bryophytes, right? In earlier lecture, we have completed general informations about the bryophytes, and that informations in uh, we are discuss about the occurrence. That means the habitats of the bryophytes and the morphological characteristics of the bryophytes, and then the sexual and the asexual reproductions and vegetative reproductions in the bryophytes, right? In this lecture we are discuss about the alternation generations of the bryophytes. Already we are discuss about these informations, right? Because what is the alternation generations, we are known about this term. That means that life cycle is in involve the two generations, two phase, haploids and the diploid phase. Haploid, that means a gametophytic phase, and the diploid, that means a sporophytic phase. Right? That means this gametophytic phase and the sporophytic phase. These two phases are the involved these are only single life cycles. એક જ લાઈફ સાયકલ્સની અંદર પ્લાન્ટ્સની અંદર જે એક લાઈફ સાયકલ હોય એમાં બંને ફેઝ છે ઇન્વોલ્વ થશે. હવે આપણે વાત થઈ હતી કે ઝાયગોટ જ્યારે ફોર્મ થાય ત્યાં સુધીનો આખો ફેઝ છે ગેમેટોફાઇટિકની અંદર આવે. એના પછી જે પણ હશે એ બધા સ્પોર જેટલા પણ ફેઝ આવશે સ્ટેપ આવશે એ બધા સ્પોરોફાઇટિકની અંદર આવશે. એ વાત આપણે કરી ચૂક્યા છીએ, રાઈટ? હવે આ લેક્ચરની અંદર આપણે કમ્પ્લીટલી એ લાઈફ સાયકલ જે છે એની આપણે થોડી ડિસ્કસ કરીએ, હકીકતમાં કઈ રીતના છે, રાઈટ? સો all the plants undergoes this life cycle, right? And that takes them through the both type of the life cycles, that means haploids and the diploids also. And the multicellular diploid plant structure is called sporophyte. So here already write down this main term, multicellular diploid plant structure. That means a sporophytic phase. And in this phase, in these generations, are produced the spores. And these spores are the produced via meiotic divisions. That means asexual reproductions, right? And another generations, another plant structure is a multicellular haploid structure, and that's called a gametophytic structures. And that structures that phase in the form the haploids gamete via the male reproductive structures and the female reproductive structure. We are known about the haploid gametes are the also in the antheridia and the archegonia, right? Antheridia છે એ કેવું છે નેચરની અંદર હેપ્લોઇડ હોય છે, અને આર્ચિગોનિયામાંથી પણ જે એગ છે ફોર્મ થાય છે પણ કેવું હશે હેપ્લોઇડ્સ. And these fluctuations between these two generations, haploids and the diploid stage, and that occurs a plant is called the alternation of the generations. આ જ fluctuation ના કારણે આપણે કહીએ છીએ કે this is the alternations of the generations, right? અને આ બધાની અંદર મોસ્ટ ઓફમાં જોવા મળે. The way in the which alternation of the generations occur in the plants depends on the type of the plants. હવે આ alternation generationમાં કઈ ફેઝ કયો generations કેના ઉપર ડિપેન્ડ છે? That means in the bryophytes, gametophytic phase is dominant, predominant, right? And this is the independent phase. And another is a sporophytic phase. And this sporophytic phase is a never independent. That means this completely phase depends on the gametophytic phase, right? So this case is only follow in this bryophytes, not all the plant category, right? ખાલી bryophytes માટે જ લાગુ પડે છે કે ગેમેટોફાઇટિક ફેઝ ડોમિનન્ટ છે, સ્પોરોફાઇટિક ફેઝ છે એના પર ડિપેન્ડ છે. બધા કેસમાં આવું નથી. So here clearly write down in Brahms the dominant generation is a haploid. That means the gametophytic phase is a dominant phase, and this phase is a independent phase. Also, bromeliads are the depends on the moist environments for the survival, and also bromeliad is a non-vascular plants, right? કારણ કે એમાં કોઈ વાસ્ક્યુલર સિસ્ટમ નથી કે એને જ્યારે જરૂર પડે ત્યારે પાણી છે એ સોઇલમાંથી એબ્ઝોર્બ કરી લે અને પછી આખા પ્લાન્ટ સુધી પહોંચાડે નહીં. It is not possible because here no any vascular systems are the present in this structure, no any vascular systems, right? So these plants are the depends on the moist environments for the survivals, right? એનું reason જે ખબર હોવી જોઈએ. Like all plants, the bryophyte's life cycles goes through both haploids and the diploid stage, right? And this haploid phase, that means the gametophyte, comprises the main plant, and while the diploid sporophyte is a much smaller and attached to the gametophyte. હવે સ્પોરોફાઇટ છે કે ની યાર એટેચ કીધો છે ગેમેટોફાઇટ આરે કમ્પ્લીટલી ડિપેન્ડન્ટ છે ગેમેટોફાઇટિક ફેઝ ઉપર, રાઈટ? So here haploid stage in which multicellular haploid gametophytes develops from the spores and produce the haploid gametes is the dominant stage in the bryophytes in the all the life cycles, right? તો હેપ્લોઇડ સ્ટેજ છે, ડિપ્લોઇડ સ્ટેજ છે, એમાં ડિફરન્ટ જે સ્પોર્સ ગેમેટ છે એ તો કન્ટિન્યુઅસ ફોર્મ થવાના છે. જેમ કે હેપ્લોઇડ સ્ટેજ હશે ત્યારે એમાંથી હેપ્લોઇડ ગેમેટોફાઇટિક ડેવલપમેન્ટ સ્ટ્રક્ચર હોય છે, જેમ કે male reproductive structures and another is a female reproductive structures. So also in a male reproductive structures into the male reproductive organs, male reproductive gametes are the produced and that named by the sperms antheridiums, કોઈ પણ નામે આપણે બોલાવી શકીએ છીએ. And another is a female reproductive structures, and in female reproductive structures the developed ovums, that means the egg, right? And both are the haploid in nature, respectively sperms and the egg, right? And another phase is a sporophytic phase, right? So here the sperms and the egg are the fused and the form the diploid cells, and these diploid cells are known as a zygote. And many types of different types of the divisions via divisions form the new sporophytic phase, right? Capsules, foot and seta જે સ્ટ્રક્ચર બને છે એ જ, અને જે કેપ્સ્યુલ હશે એમાંથી જ નવા સ્પોર છે ફોર્મ થશે. So here the mature gametophyte are the produce both males and the female reproductive structures. Here that means the male and reproductive gametes, right? And which join to forms together this diploid zygotes are forms. And the zygotes develop into the diploid sporophytes. હવે આપણે વાત થઈ ગઈ છે કે ઝાયગોટ નો ફેઝ આવે ત્યારથી નવો diploid sporophytic phase છે ચાલુ થઈ જાય, and which extends form the gametophytes and the produce a haploid spores through the meiosis. હવે એ જે સ્પોરોફાઇટિક માંથી જે સ્પોર પ્રોડ્યુસ થાય છે એમાંથી જ ફરી પાછું gametophytic phase છે એ બનશે, right? And once the spores is germinate via the germination tube and another by the protonema, that means a leafy gametophytic structure is produced, right? આપણે already આગળ વાત કરી ચૂક્યા છીએ. So once the spores germinate, they are the produce a new gametophytic plants and the life cycle is a continuous. So here one completely life cycles about this topic, alternation of the generations. So here two generations are the very clearly, right? Upper side is a gametophytic generations and the downside is a sporophytic generations, right? So here first plant body is a gametophytic because this bryophyte is a predominant phase structure is a gametophyte. That's why this plant body is a haploid in nature, right? So here two different in a mature gametophytes having a reproductive structures, right? So first is a female reproductive structures and another is a male reproductive structure. So first is a male reproductive structures and second is a female reproductive structure. નીચેની બાજુ પ્લસ હોય તેને ફિમેલ કહીને ઉપરની બાજુ એરો હોય તેને મેલ કહેવાય, રાઈટ. તો મેલ રિપ્રોડક્ટિવ સ્ટ્રક્ચર છે એ સ્ટ્રક્ચરને આપણે કહીએ છીએ એન્થ્રીડિયમ્સ and female reproductive structures is also known as a archegonium, and both are the haploids, right. In antheridiums produce anthrozoids and otherwise another named by the sperms. And also this anthrozoids is a haploid in nature. In Archegonia, develop the egg, and this egg is also haploid in nature. And both are the fused in the fertilization process. That means this egg and the anthrozoid are the fused and form the diploid zygote. Right now, another phase, another generations is a start. Sporophytic generations. અને આ જે ઝાયગોટ છે એમાં હવે જર્મિનેશન થશે અને એમાંથી સ્પોરોફાઇટિક ફેઝ બનશે. And this sporophytic phase is a diploid in nature. And now here the sporophytic phase is divided into three regions: food, seta, and capsule. And this capsule is the most important part in the sporophyte, because in a capsule, many spores are the produced. Many spores are the developed in the capsule, right? That's why these are the very important part in this stage. Now here many spore mother cells are the form, and via this meiosis many spores are the produced in the very much higher in the numbers, right. માની લો 4 mother cells હોય તો 4 mother cells નું meiosis division થાય ને 4 માંથી 8 બને, 8 માંથી 16 બને, 16 માંથી 32, 32 માંથી 64, 64 માંથી 128, એવી રીતના continuous spore જે produce થશે. And then in suitable conditions, in the favorable condition, the spores are the germinate via the germination tube and via the protonema, and they form the new plant body, right. So this is a complete life cycles about alternation of the generations and specific in the bryophytes, right.